I guarantee you this golf drill is going to transform your iron play. Instead of turning your 7 iron into a 9 iron, it's going to help you decrease the loft through impact, and it's going to allow you to make ball turf contact. In today's video, we're going to talk about 3 issues I see on a regular basis, which is holding your iron play back. This video is on behalf of one of my Instagram followers who's struggling with iron play. They're creating a lot of high shots, they're turning a 7 iron into a 9 iron. The club's hitting the ground before the golf ball. Issue number 1, what we're going to talk about, and it's low point control. What do I mean by that? It's where the club reaches its lowest point in relation to where the golf ball is located. The biggest thing I do see on a daily basis is a lot of golfers will stand a little bit too wide with their stance. The ball position gets a little bit too far forward. So visualize that you're trying to hit driver. The biggest thing I do see from here is not a lot of people will vary the ball position from the left heel into more of the middle of their stance when they're going from hitting driver into hitting an iron shot. The biggest thing I do see to start off with is the ball position gets a little bit too far forward in relation to where the left heel is. The stance gets a little bit too wide. But because our stance is wider, when we transfer weight into the backswing, it gives us little time to transfer weight back to our left foot into the downswing. So when we hit driver, we stand a little bit wider because the club's longer, we're swinging the club a little bit faster. And what we see from there at setup, because the ball position's too far forward, that encourages the club to reach its lowest point before the golf ball. So if you struggle with the club hitting the ground before the golf ball, if you struggle in the winter here in Scotland where you catch it right out the bottom groove and you get that tingling feeling through your hands like you don't want to play golf again, this could be related to the position of the golf ball. People will swing the club back, and then as they come into the downswing, the left shoulder, if you look at it address, the left shoulder starts to elevate. So the left shoulder goes up and back, right shoulder goes down too early. So we've got 3 shallow moves where the ball position's too far forward, our stance is a little bit too wide. So if the ball position's too far forward, the club's going to come into impact a little bit too aggressively early. Then from there, we're going to contact the club a little bit lower in the club face, and we're going to get an impact position where the grip end of the club goes back. We add lots of loft, and we don't allow the club to hit the ground after impact. So the first intention to really isolate, really get to the root cause of the problem is the ball position affects our angle of attack. So if you think of the relationship between your head, the middle of your sternum and your belt buckle, the head gets too far outside the middle of your sternum. Then as we get back into the downswing, because our body weight is too far behind the golf ball, the only alternative and compensation to get into the impact position is we've got to elevate this left shoulder so the chest doesn't really fully open up towards the target. The left shoulder elevates too quickly, the right shoulder goes down too quickly. That's also another shallow move, not so good if you're trying to improve your iron play. So left shoulder goes up, right shoulder goes down, chest doesn't really fully open up, left shoulder goes up and back too early, which is great with driver. The club will bottom out a little bit early and aggressively before impact. Really what you're going to do if you're somebody that struggles with any of those issues with the club colliding with the ground before the golf ball, turning 7 iron to 9 iron, you're going to move your left foot forward, your right foot back. So we're going to move the ball position back so it's more in the middle of your stance. A good baseline target is the middle of your sternum. So just going to flare both feet out. So narrow your stance so your heels are a little bit closer together. Flare the feet out because that's going to allow the knees, the hips and the upper body to start rotating in the backswing. So don't have your feet really square. That hinders your ability to move your hips. So we're just going to stand a little bit narrow our feet, get the ball a little bit more in the middle of your stance. So flare your left foot open, take a small step with your right foot. So the ball position, instead of being inside left heel, it's a little bit more in the middle of your stance. So the golf ball's just underneath the middle of your sternum. We're standing a little bit too wide. We move our body weight a little bit too far behind the golf ball. When this left shoulder elevates too quickly due to the lower body sliding, the lower body gets way ahead of the upper body, right shoulder drops too quickly, club head goes down. It's going to cause our weight to hang back behind the golf ball, and it's going to reduce our ability to transfer our weight a little bit more into our left side. Standing a little bit narrower our feet are slightly flared, so left foot's more at 10 o'clock, right foot's at 2 o'clock, our stance is a little bit narrower. So we've got our feet are in line with our shoulders, that's a great feeling. Straight line intercepting through your head, the middle of your sternum and your belt buckle. As we swing the club back, when we struggle with a sway, the head gets too much outside my right knee and also my right foot. Try and keep your head more in line with the middle of your sternum. Let your head drift too far outside your right foot. So keep the head in between both feet, shoulder working down and forwards, and the next piece to this puzzle is keeping your chest facing the ground for a little bit longer in the downswing. So left shoulder works down and forwards. At the impact, I want to feel like my hands are leading the club head. So my left shoulder is going to work down and forwards. That feeling is going to allow my left leg to feel really heavy and my right leg to feel really light. So most of my weight starts to transfer into my left side. Shoulder working down and forwards. Chest is going to stay in a forward flex position when my chest faces the ground. Feeling from here is getting the ball position in a better position, making sure your stance is a little bit narrower. Get the feet flared, so feet flared, ball more in the middle of your stance. So ball position just underneath the middle of your sternum. Sternum on the instep of your right foot. That's an automatic feeling that's going to help you get a little bit more pressure into that right side. We swing the club through. Shoulder to move away from your chin, so your left shoulder moves away from your chin. Shoulder's going to move down and forwards. That's going to enable me to keep my chest a little bit more down towards the ground, and that's also going to allow the hands to lead the club head. So really good feeling. Swing club back. Left shoulder's going to move down and forwards, chest facing the ground for longer. The step through drill, move the ball further forward, swing the club back. The feeling from here is get your left shoulder to move down and forwards, and also feel like your left shoulder is over your left foot at impact. That's going to automatically keep your chest a little bit more down towards the ground. Shoulder over left foot, hands a little bit more ahead, and that's going to enable me to make ball turf contact. Feel free to comment below with your thoughts on that video and any other content you'd like to see in my channel in future weeks. Like and subscribe to the channel, that would be awesome.